This week, it's the meal that was invented for those of us with a sweet tooth, afternoon tea. The quick bake is a recipe that should be at the centre of any decent high tea. A light, zesty fruit loaf, decorated with glacé fruits. And Eric can hardly wait to tuck in.
You could almost go like, you really want to eat it?
Our bake club are professional Thai boxers who want to learn how to bake healthy treats between training sessions.
From boxing to baking. So what's that all about?
We meet now and again and just have a little bake. Mostly sugary stuff, to be honest.
And how will our muscle men react when Eric criticises their cookies?
Just remember we are professional boxing trainers when you're buying into
And Eric is asked to make a bespoke afternoon tea for a fashionable London gallery. Will the arty crowd appreciate the aesthetic lines in Eric's cakes?
I'm going to have to come out with something a bit different, you know. We need to blow them away.
Too good to eat.
Our bake club today are fitness fanatics and Thai boxers, who after kicking 7 bells out of one another, like to bond over a good baking session.
Up into a creamy mixture first. Where's your home economics, Brian? I know this stuff. We get together always as friends, but we never really got together to cook, and I do quite a lot of cooking and making my own stuff up. Like up there?
So I'm doing
You're doing the dirty
stuff.
bit, yeah.
Just Rob suggested us get together and form this baking club. I was a bit funny about it to start with. When we got together, it was actually quite good fun. What do I do with this chocolate then? Do I have to cut it up or...?
I'm so strong, I've broken the wrist. Yeah. I just thought, well, just have a good laugh with it, really, and make stuff that we can eat after training or before. Normally sweet stuff, because that's what we all got a bad sweet tooth. Yeah. Let me just... Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
You sure?
You're right, I should really... That's the right consistency.
I love to cook. I love food, and I think even desserts from time to time in moderation are good as well. And if you can put a healthier twist on them, then then great.
Now, these aren't going to be healthy chocolate chip cookies, aren't they?
No, no, they're not.
I'm watching my waistline, you know.
James is probably the most dedicated guy I know to his training. His diet is ridiculous. To get that guy to eat one little tiny bit of chocolate, we'd almost have to all hold him down.
Baking boxing.
Contrary to belief, Muhammad Ali was a very keen baker, yeah. He had a mean apple tart. But that's the point of doing the baking, trying to maybe get some healthier options that we can get him to eventually eat a bit of chocolate.
This cookie and this big bad boy here are quite significantly different in size.
If Eric doesn't like the cookies that we've made, then I'm kind of hoping he'll show me how to make a good one then.
Fantastic, that's a lovely looking cookie.
Yeah.
It's the biggest cookie in the world, that is.
I'd be lying if I said that we intended for them to come out in one giant large cookie, which we then cut into squares. But in all honesty, they actually turned out quite well.
That's nice.
If he doesn't like them, then maybe we'll have to get the gloves on.
So this recipe is a light fruit cake. It's nice and zesty, easy to make as well. So the first step, very traditional way, is to cream the butter and the sugar together. So 300 grams of unsalted butter and same quantities of golden caster sugar. Just going to whisk it together till it's nice and creamy.
To create a light sponge, the creaming of the butter and sugar needs to be thorough, so set your whisk at high speed.
Okay, so you can see it's nice and fluffy. So now we're going to add our eggs.
Add 4 whole eggs to the mixture.
Always put your eggs a little bit at a time and mix them gently. Don't go with the electric mixer at full speed, they will split. Okay, so that's done. Dry ingredients now.
Sift 350 grams of plain flour. Be careful to gently fold into the mixture.
Okay, I mean, what we got here now is just a really basic cake recipe or cake batter. But now we're going to bring all the different flavors, which is going to make our cake so different.
Add both the zest and juice of 2 medium oranges and 2 unwaxed lemons.
And now I'm going to add probably my favorite flavoring of all with orange blossom water. And that's going to work perfectly with the lemon and the orange we added to it. So we'll keep that aside, and I'm just going to prepare the fruit. So the first fruit we're adding is mixed pills. I've got glacé cherries, we got some golden sultanas, and we got some raisins. And to that, I'm just going to add a couple of spoons of plain flour. And this is really to stop them sinking on the bottom of your cake. It's nothing worse. And I'm just going to simply fold all this lovely fruit inside our cake batter. I mean, look at that mixture. It's so lovely. You know, you could almost go like, you really want to eat it?
Resisting the temptation to eat raw eggs, Eric places a mixture in the oven for half an hour at 170 degrees, then lowers the temperature to 150 degrees for another hour and a half.
It should be ready. Okay, so we're going to try to lift it out.
For the glaze, Eric has mixed 4 tablespoons of apricot jam with 2 tablespoons of water and then gently reduces.
Okay, so our glaze is melting on the stove, and what we're going to do now, we're going to decorate the cakes. Okay, so I got here some amazing glacé fruit. Go to local delicatessen, mostly Italian one. Italian are great expert on glacé fruit. So we got some amazing candied orange, we got some mangoes, a melon, and we got some strips of lemon and orange as well. And just for a contrast of color, I got some beautiful peeled pistachio. Sprinkle a few of them on the top.
Finally, gently brush the glaze over the glacé fruits.
Okay, so I'm very pleased with the look of that. It looks amazing, almost like a piece of jewelry. And I know it tastes delicious because I know all the lovely ingredients who've been inside. It's my lovely light fruit cake decorated with glacé fruit.
Thai Boxers Bake Club have arrived at Eric's, confident that their chocolate cookies will knock him out.
Hi guys. Hi, I'm Eric. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Come in, come in. Okay. So who is the personal trainer?
That's me.
You are the personal trainer. So do you train those guys?
Yeah, we all train.
We train together.
We train together as
friends.
We met through the gym, through boxing and Thai boxing, and hitting some weights.
From boxing to baking. So what's that all about? Your baking?
We just sort of all experiment a bit, don't we, with food, and we meet now and again and just have a little bake, and mostly sugary stuff, to be honest.
Well, I think with the boxing side of things, you train hard. You know, you want to get some energy afterwards, so it's always good to make something that's going to give you kind of a bit of an energy boost.
So, what did you bake for me today?
Well, we've made some chocolate cookies for you to try, and we'd like to get your opinion on them and how we can definitely improve on them.
Okay.
Right, let's put these down here.
Choose it, your
They'll be all the same?
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay.
There may be a little bit more chocolate in one and a little bit less in the other.
Okay.
Just remember, we are professional boxing trainers when you're buying into
Okay, yes.
Smile as much as possible.
Let's go and try them. Okay, guys, ready for the verdict?
Yeah, we're ready.
My first thing to say is I love it. I absolutely love your cookies. They are very tasty. They're lovely and chewy. You can really taste the butter. You use the right sugar for it. The only thing missing is I didn't taste any chocolate whatsoever. You know, if I bought that cookies, I'd love to say, where is the chocolate?
I think the chef might have been tasting a little bit too much of the chocolate while cooking them.
Probably. I mean, you can't have presented worse than you did in that box and all piled up on cuts of different shape.
We had a rather small baking tray at Rob's house.
Yes.
And although we did make them initially round, when we took them out of the oven, they'd completely taken up the whole shape of the tray.
Oh, you had a giant cookie, so you cut them.
So we cut them.
Okay, guys, before I eat the whole box of your delicious cookies, it's time for scoring. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Look at the screen. There you go.
Yeah.
7
Lucky.
out of 10.
Lucky 7.
It's pretty good.
You used all the right ingredients. The only thing that was missing is the chocolate.
Rob, get back in the kitchen, mate.
Let's see how our boxers do in the heat of the kitchen during their masterclass later on.
What's the matter? Something wrong?
I hope not.
Eric's other big passion in life is modern art. He regularly buys new works from the Halcyon Gallery in London who are about to launch Mauro Perichetti's, he of the famous Giant Jelly Babies, new exhibition. Now the gallery want Eric to cater the launch. Aware he will need to come up with something pretty special, Eric sits down with the curators of the gallery, Nikki Gifford and Bradley Frankel.
So Eric, we have a fantastic afternoon tea event planned in the gallery to launch our new Mauro Perichetti show. So it'd be really great to incorporate their fantastic art somehow very creatively into your cakes.
It sounds great. I mean, how many people are you expecting roughly?
Probably between 20 or 30 people, so quite a selective crowd of our top clients.
Yeah, it's quite exclusive.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're going to have to put the thinking hat about, you know, I mean, I think we should definitely, you know, put on the table, we're not going to do a traditional afternoon tea. So no cucumber sandwiches and no scones and clotted cream. So obviously you're going to pay me in art.
Yep, you can have a credit note.
Are we agreeing with that?
Yeah, I think we're okay there.
So have I got a bit carte blanche and can be a bit risque on what
Carte
we're doing?
blanche is yours, completely.
Eric clearly wants to impress the curators and create an afternoon tea the guests can enjoy whilst walking around the gallery.
We need to blow them away. They got 20 of their best clients there, top clients. The theme is art, obviously. I'm going to take the inspiration of the traditional afternoon tea with the scone and the tarts and the jam, but we're going to give it a contemporary twist on the presentation, the taste, and of course we're going to make it arty. So I got some little bits and pieces from some of the top artists of the Asian Gallery. We got some glitter skulls, chocolate glitter skulls with about Mauro, Mitch Griffiths, who is probably one of my favorite artists. So we got a photo print of one of his famous painting on sugar here. Contemporary art won't be contemporary art without Andy Warhol, so we got the classic pop art, Marilyn Monroe, on white chocolates. So I think when they're gonna lift the lid, they're gonna get it straight away, because they're all gonna be art fanatic, we're gonna be there, and I think we're gonna love it. Hi Brad, how are you? You good?
And yourself? Looking forward to see what you've prepared for us for the afternoon tea.
Something very special. I think your guests are gonna love it. Let's have a look.
Sounds good.
I think you're gonna love it. So, let me show you what I did. Okay, so first of all, presentations. Everybody's going to get their own bento box, served with the lid on, and people will have to lift it. What do you think?
I think the guests are going to absolutely love it.
The art lovers arrive, and so do some of the gallery's star artists. So what will they make of Eric's afternoon tea in a bento box?
Too good to eat.
Good to eat. They really are. Oh, I dared try one. Oh, you're going to try one, Jenny?
That's too beautiful to eat.
Is he tasty?
It's a work of art in itself.
No, it's so light. It's delicious. It really is delicious.
Eric, sorry to interrupt. Point just
Yes, sorry.
to grab
Speak to you later now, sorry.
and say thank you so much for today and
Thank you.
providing some amazing artisan cakes, and the combination of having Mitch Griffiths and Mauro Perichetti and Andy Warhol in your cake.
I know, I just tried to get in, you know, all the empty boxes, but it's always a good sign. And thank you for asking me to do this work.
Thank you for
It was a
coming.
pleasure.
No, it was a real pleasure.
thank you very much.
I
Thank
love the
you.
challenge, it was great.
It's time for the Thai Boxers Masterclass.
Guys, time for baking, come on. Okay, so there's two recipes. I'm going to try to keep them as healthy as possible, using good ingredients to keep all your carbs and proteins right up. So first recipe is actually a breakfast muffin. It's going to be packed of energy and ingredient that's going to keep you going for the rest of the day. And for the afternoon, a nice cookie. So we're going to start by mixing all the dry ingredients.
In a bowl, mix 225 grams of wholemeal flour with 1 teaspoon of mixed spice. Then add 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a tablespoon of poppy seeds.
So that's not going to be a big fluffy muffin like you would get in a shop. It's going to be quite dense, and it's a proper breakfast muffin. I'm going to add to it as well some granola. I got 75 grams we're going to keep for the topping, and I got 100 grams here. And I like to use the one with the dry fruit as well. The only problem about cooking with wholemeal flours is sometimes it could be a bit what I call horsey food. So it's nice to have some dried berry, give it a bit of acidities. Okay, and you probably recognize the tub. Special ingredients to keep those guns going. Protein powder.
Add a cup of the protein powder along with 150 grams of chopped dried apricots and 50 grams of sultanas. Mix until the dried fruit is completely coated.
So that's it for the dry ingredients. Now for the wet ingredients.
In a separate bowl, mix 175 ml of milk with 100 ml of clear honey and 2 eggs.
And finally, some vegetable oil as well. 3 tablespoons.
Putting the oil in, is it similar to what the egg does, just bonding?
Yeah, well, it's going to bond the ingredient, and that's going to be the only fat addition to the whole recipe. And it's going to keep the sponge mixture very nice and soft. So we're just going to add all the liquids to the dried ingredients. And I'm not going crazy or using a mixer because I want all the chunk of the granules and I want all the fruit as well to stay in big chunks. So when you cut your cakes, you know, it's chunky and you got all these big pieces of fruit.
You've not got your hands in there. Get your hands in, Eric. And mix
No,
it up.
as much as I love to use my hand, but you know...
Not this time.
Not this time. It's too soft, really. Right, let's put them in the oven. Muffin trays, lined with some muffin pepper cases. And I'm filling them right to the top.
Once filled, sprinkle each muffin with the leftover granola.
Okay, so that's going to go in the oven. Preheat it to 180, and it probably takes 25 to 30 minutes. Right, recipe number 2, cookies. We got 2 types of sugar. So we got 200 grams of the dark brown sugar and 100 grams of the caster sugar. So we're just going to mix them together.
Then add 175 grams of melted unsalted butter and beat with an electric whisk until it becomes pale and fluffy.
So that's looking good. And we're going to add 1 egg and 1 egg yolk to it. And on slow speed, I'm just incorporating gently the eggs.
Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and give it a good mix. In a separate bowl, sift half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and 250 grams of plain flour. Then gently fold into the mixture.
Okay, so the flour, it's all incorporated nicely. So other ingredients, nice and healthy. Some lovely raisins, 100 grams, and 100 grams of rolled oats. That's going to keep your fibers up for the day. Actually, I forgot something. Chocolate?
Yeah! Now we're talking.
More sugar for Rob, eh? Nice.
Finally, mix in 25 grams of dark chocolate and 25 grams of white chocolate.
That's mixed it all nicely. Just have to put it on the baking trays. Baking paper. Something worth doing to make sure your cookies all look the same size and look very professional is to use an ice cream scoop. So they're all the same size. And you leave them like that, so they're going to gently melt. So you need to leave some space in between or you end up with a big giant cookies. I heard that story somewhere before. I can't remember where, but... Here we are. So that's going to go in the oven. I actually dropped the temperature to the oven to 170 for 15, 17 minutes. Let's get this cookie out of the oven. I think they must be definitely ready.
Eric's presentation is a touch more sophisticated than the boys' idea of piling up the cookies in a Tupperware box.
Right, guys, it's time to flex those muscles and to get baking.
So you're doing
Yeah, I'm
you're doing the wet, I'm doing the dry.
The boys attack the recipes with military precision. And soon their competitive natures kick in.
So, Brian, are you ready to go on there?
I'll come back to that actually, because once again, Rob's taking his time.
Okay, I'm going to go and grab them real quickly.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Rob still.
Down there.
That move's not allowed in
Back to your
boxing.
own side. Looks a bit dry.
It's good. You watch it all come together.
What's the matter? Something wrong?
I hope not.
Did you forget the raisins?
No, I deliberately left them out. Just you to notice.
Done, boys.
Rob is triumphant. His cookies are first in. Though someone needs to point out it's about the taste and not the race.
Well, it's been great fun. Thank you for coming to the house. Thank you for bringing me this delicious cookies. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And you,
fantastic.
Yeah?
Very much.
Okay, so cheers.
Cheers.
Congratulations. Cheers.
Great. Actually, Eric, we've got a little surprise for you.
Really? Well, more cookies?
Well, not entirely. See these?
Oh my God.
This will be a new experience for you. Let's pop those on. Okay. Good. Now I want a jab and a cross. So left, right. Good.
Come on, Eric.
Left, right.
Ooh.
Good. Left, right.
Yeah.
Good. 1, 2. 100. Just kidding.